Yep, I'm gonna say it. Caitlin Clark is the best basketball player in the world. She's the best basketball player that I have ever seen. She is the difference maker. She is the needle mover. She is the face of basketball right now.
Did you notice how Breanna Stewart reacted when Caitlin Clark appeared from the logo? She was spot on. For a brief moment, the entire basketball world, from NBA legends to casual fans, was focused on Caitlin as one of the WNBA's biggest stars simply stood there grinning and shaking her head. She couldn't believe it, and really, who could have predicted that the crowd would burst into cheers like they had just won a championship? That clip went viral online, garnering over 786,000 views in a matter of hours. LeBron James tweeted about it, and ESPN repeatedly played it.
Clark directing traffic, and then steps back with the three over Breanna Stewart.
Watch the reaction with one another. Stewie's laughing. Caitlin knows it's ridiculous.
Then came the actual game, in which the Indiana Fever dominated a 102-88 thumping of the New York Liberty at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Clark wasn't just making shots, she was controlling the moment. The Fever appeared poised, confident, and totally focused.
It's really hard not to recognize the difference that she makes on the Indiana Fever, a team that was obviously struggling with playmaking, struggling with pacing, struggling with the things that make us want to watch. And she steps into that court, and in the first quarter, she made 3 threes in 38 seconds.
If you think the Clark effect is here to stay, let's examine what actually transpired in that game. What was it about that one shot that sent shockwaves through the sport? Why did a single moment capture the attention of the whole basketball world? It wasn't simply a deep three, it was a message.
Alright, so everybody is talking about this crazy moment right here with Breanna Stewart and Caitlin Clark. Just saying, hey, clear the ways. I'm about to cash this thing. Alright, so let's take a look at it, man, just in case some of y'all missed the game, man. Caitlin dribbling between the legs, step back. Look at the space. Look at the space, man. Look where she's at. Logo ready. Oh my goodness, just pulls it. Nothing but the bottom of the net, and then give her a ooh.
It began with a play that stunned the entire arena, especially Breanna Stewart. That says a lot because Stewart isn't just any player. She's a two-time MVP, a champion, and known for keeping her composure. However, when Caitlin Clark, who was only in her second season and recovering from an injury, pulled up from the logo and drilled a three, even Stewart couldn't contain her shock. She shook her head, laughed, and smiled incredulous that a WNBA legend silently acknowledged something uncommon.
Shoots it from the logo, she drills it, and right afterwards, I think all Breanna Stewart could do is kind of laugh about it. I actually loved that moment.
This shot wasn't a heat check or a fluke. Although Clark has always had that kind of range, he displayed a level of confidence and swagger against this opponent that is uncommon for any player, much less a rookie. Stewart's response was more than just surprise. It was respect. She has been at the top of the league for years and is aware of what greatness looks like. That smile was her way of saying, okay, you're for real. And Stewart doesn't give up on that easily.
Oh, Clark hitting that step back on Stewie and chirping. You love to see the rookie confidence. Hey, man, she is confident. I mean, she's not a rookie, but she's a sophomore now. But, man, extremely confident out there. I love what she was doing. That looked like MVP Caitlin Clark.
The background made it even more significant. After missing time due to her injury, Clark had to respond to every question about whether she was prepared for the big stage. Instead of just answering, she rewrote the script, didn't care about pressure or expectations, and just played her game. That logo shot became the game-changing moment. It wasn't just about the points. It was about attitude. Clark looked at the league's top team and declared, I'm not backing down. The Liberty hadn't lost a game all season, and the Fever were fighting to prove they belonged.
Something that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know when we're going to see a player that's just this fun to watch playing basketball. I don't know when we're going to see that. And Stewie, by the way, Stewie tried to do honestly everything. She tried. If we're being honest, Breanna Stewart really freaking tried. You've got Bleacher Report out there.
Extra drama wasn't necessary. The video went viral because of Stewart's response, which said it all. She doesn't often express emotion during games, but even she had to acknowledge what she had just witnessed. In a matter of seconds, the video of Stewart grinning and shaking her head became viral on social media.
Said, man, everybody is talking about this moment. 786,000 views. That is ridiculous, man. Let's see what some people are talking about with it.
As some observers stated during the live stream, ESPN even uploaded her logo jumper on X, raising the question of whether she is already a generational talent. Caitlin Clark is currently the top basketball player in the world, and Stewart's admiration, the excitement from fans, and the statistics on that highlight all suggested that something more significant was taking place.
Steph Curry of the WNBA. Absolutely. I agree 1,000%. That's what got me hooked with Steph game, and I'm right back hooked with Caitlin Clark for playing like this, man.
Although the Liberty defense appeared shaken and the Fever began to bleed, Stewart may have laughed at the shot, but by the end of the game, there was nothing amusing about the scoreboard. Clark's performance became the story not only for the shot, but also for the way she carried herself after it. In spite of this, she didn't stop with one highlight.
But here's the thing, the New York Liberty, they played really well too. So the Indiana Fever, it's like BC, like, you know, BC before Christ, only like before Caitlin. It's the Indiana Fever before Caitlin and the Indiana Fever after Caitlin. She is like 1,000% the difference maker.
As the dust settled, it became evident that this was more than just a comeback. It was a game that changed the tone of the entire match. Clark didn't just make a statement. She made everyone pay attention, including the league's biggest names. Everyone was left wondering what Caitlin Clark would do next. Nothing in the WNBA gets you ready for this kind of resurgence. Against the Liberty, Caitlin Clark gave the entire building was buzzing with excitement for Clark's first game back from her injury, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. The Fever was playing the unbeaten Liberty, and all eyes were on Clark. She didn't just come back to the court. She took charge right away, making it obvious she wasn't going to ease her way back in.
Caitlin is just a pure dog, man. Pure dog. Came out, gave me that excitement once again. And yeah, you can feel it, you can see it, you can taste it.
From the beginning in the first quarter alone, Clark made her mark on the game by making 3 three-pointers in just 38 seconds. That's not a stat line you see every day. Each shot was deeper than the one before it, and each one sent a shockwave through the Liberty defense and the crowd. However, it wasn't just the shooting, it was the way she did it.
Difference when she's on that court, man. The game is quicker, it's more entertaining, it's just electrifying, man. So I have to give it to her. Man. She's the most fun, watchable player in the WNBA. It is what it is, and I love ball.
With her Michael Jordan-style tongue-out celebrations that punctuated each huge play, Clark played with a confidence that radiated across the court. It seemed as though she was defying everyone to question her. Those moments weren't just highlights. They were evidence that she was back and ready to lead. Clark's night was more than just scoring points. She made an impression on both ends of the court by contesting shots and diving for loose balls, something that even her defense teammates praised. Her hustle set the tone for the Fever, and you could feel her energy spreading throughout the team. All of a sudden, everyone wearing a Fever jersey appeared more focused, aggressive, and self-assured. Clark's leadership was about more than just scoring goals. It was about motivating everyone around her. She transformed the underdogs into a team that appeared to belong on the same court as the league's best, and when it comes to acknowledgement, it doesn't get any bigger than LeBron James. James tweeted simply,
"The CC effect, welcome back, you were missed." from the GOAT.
That's the kind of shout out that puts you on the map in a new way. It wasn't just fans or WNBA insiders noticing Clark's impact. Basketball royalty was paying attention. That tweet captured exactly what everyone was feeling. Clark's return was a moment you had to see to believe. Her influence didn't go unnoticed by her opponents either. Sabrina Ionescu, who knows all about the spotlight, said after the game,
She said, basketball is a game of runs. The same way we go on a run, they do as well. They're a great team. I think we gave Caitlin too many easy ones. She has great range. On a personal level, I'm happy to see her out there on the court and feeling good. I think the interactions between the two teams were kind of fun tonight, especially the one between Stewie and Caitlin. And if you look even further beyond them, this is after Caitlin shot that logo three where Stewie gave her like 5 feet of space to do so. But you will see Sandy Brondello looking like she's just kind of giving her a little bit of props. Because really, like, when you make 3 logo three, not just regular 3-pointers, but 3 3-pointers in that amount of time is crazy. 3 logo threes in that amount of time is unreal.
It's not just fans or WNBA insiders who noticed Clark's impact. Basketball royalty was also paying attention, and that tweet perfectly captured how everyone was feeling. Clark's return was a moment you had to witness to believe her influence wasn't overlooked by her opponents, as Sabrinescu, who is well-versed in the spotlight, stated following the game.
Caitlin is the future of the WNBA, absolutely. Limitless range, lit up, reclaim your yard. Co, the face of women's sports, that face. She's that dog, no cap,
Kelsey Mitchell was someone that I was at, like, for the majority of the game, I was like, what is going on with Kelsey Mitchell? She is just like missing, bricking, dribble. And then Kelsey Mitchell comes in clutch at the end, ends up with 22 points.
Even Liberty coach Sandy Brondello was seen applauding following Clark's third logo 3-pointer, demonstrating not only sportsmanship, but also respect from a peer who knows what it takes to perform at this level. When you get that kind of response from the opposing bench, you know you've done something exceptional.
Mitchell. Over. Breanna Stewart.
Even if it was only for one night, the Liberty had the momentum, the streak, and the experience. But Clark's daring play completely changed the narrative so that the Fever weren't just trying to keep up, they were setting the pace. Clark's performance didn't just silence any questions about her readiness, it also redefined the conversation around her and the Fever.
She notched 10 points, which is actually great for Sydney Colson coming in off the bench. 6 assists, a rebound, and a steal. And she made some pretty important plays. Everybody was in the plus-minus category for the team.
When the Fever needed more than just a spark, the rest of the team stepped up in a way that no one could have predicted. This wasn't a one-woman show. The defending champions brought in all the hype, but the Fever responded with a team effort that left the Liberty reeling. Every player seemed to find their moment, and then the narrative abruptly changed from Caitlin Clark's comeback to a full-on group statement.
We saw Lexi spotting up at the 3-point line. She drilled 3 out of 4 of them, and her field goal percentage was a pretty impressive 50%. She came away with 14 points for the game. But I gotta tell you, as much as I love Lexi, she missed some easy layups. Like, I don't know what was going on with the layup game with the Indiana Fever.
That is correct, Kelsey. Mitchell's night serves as the ideal illustration. She began the game quietly, barely making an impression in the first quarter, but then she found her rhythm with a game-changing 3-pointer that changed everything. Mitchell became the driving force behind the Fever offense, tearing through the Liberty defense and making clutch shots whenever the momentum threatened to swing. She finished with 22 points, but what really made her performance crucial was the timing of her buckets, which stopped double teams, stopped Liberty runs, and kept the pressure on. The Liberty simply couldn't adjust once Mitchell got going, and you could feel the frustration growing on their end. When the Liberty threatened, Sydney Colson came off the bench and had an immediate impact, whether it was by getting to the rim, drawing fouls, or making the extra pass. Her hustling plays continued to build momentum, and her 10 points were subtly enormous. Her enthusiasm was infectious, and whenever the Liberty attempted to rally, Carlson managed to respond. While her contributions don't usually make the headlines, they are crucial in keeping a team in control when facing a powerhouse like New York.
She's the type of player that would drop 30 on your head and laugh after every single bucket they scored.
Even after missing a few simple layups, Lexi Hall made an impression from beyond the arc, knocking down 3 of 4 players from deep. Her shooting stretched the defense and made the Liberty reevaluate their coverages, which allowed the rest of the team to play. Holt remained locked in and made the Liberty pay for leaving her open. But this is where things start to get very interesting. The Fever not only shot well, they shot with confidence and purpose, pouring in 17 triples, setting a new franchise record. The Liberty could only manage 20% from 3, while the Fever went 48%.